we're expecting to be a good one. And Brad, when you get teams like this who just saw each other less than a week ago and are so close to living the dream, what is Billy Kennedy telling his guys about staying focused on tonight in particular?
You know what, I talked to Billy earlier today, and Billy is unbelievably reserved and calm. At least he gives that appearance. He believes in his players. He knows they just played a week ago. He knows they beat them twice already. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but he's excited about his guys going out and executing their game plan tonight.
And we've talked a lot, especially on Tuesday night, about Southeastern being a defensive-minded team, but as much as Southeastern is known for its defense, Sam Houston State, when you look at the defensive numbers in the Southland Conference, is first in most of them. These teams mirror each other in many ways.
Well, they sure do, Paul, and I tell you, something's going to give. And looking at all the stats, the Lions lead a lot in defensive, and so does Sam Houston. But look at this stat. The Lions are only giving up 55 points a game. Sam Houston is scoring 74 points a game. So there's a 19-point difference there. I can tell where the score will be late in the game. We'll probably give an idea who's winning this game.
Well, something will have to give, and we'll see what it's going to be. Nate Lofton and big Eddie Fobbs, the 6'11" center for Sam Houston, but the Lions control the tap. And we've got our opening possession of the game. Terry Bryant trying to work his way around Brandon Streeter, the point guard, who has been playing on an injured ankle. There's Ricky Woods trying to get it inside to Patton, but he turns it over, and Streeter pushes it up the floor, and then he backs things off. Again, he's the one true point guard on the Bearcats. He's been battling a sore ankle. You can see on his right ankle he's wearing a little brace. We'll keep our eyes on that. He did re-injure it Tuesday night against McNeese, but obviously strong enough to be out there tonight for the Bearcats. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Opening moments of the game, no score as yet. This is Chris Jordan, tried to kick it inside. Ricky Woods got a hand on it, but Streeter controls. Turnaround jumper, Wilder August. He misses. Rebound quickly to Joe Thompson, who misses as well. And Woods with a rebound. Here come the Lions. This game still scoreless, about 1 minute in.
Neil Berry's drawing the assignment of guarding Joe Thompson. It'll be interesting to see how that develops throughout the first half.
No surprise to see the Lions' top defensive player on the Conference Player of the Year. Another loose ball. Nearly a turnover, but it's not. The Lions control. Nate Lofton picks it up, down to 11 seconds on the shot clock. Scoreless game early here in Hammond. Bryant driving to the basket, puts up a shot, rolls around it in, and the Lions are on the board.
Well, Terry Bryant, shot clock running down, had to throw some up. He lost the handle, and kind of miraculously got that ball up there, and it went in for him.
That may not have been the way it had been drawn up, but it worked, and it's 2-0 Lions. 18:20 to play in the first half. Bearcats inside quickly to August, but off the offensive rebound, Eddie Fobbs with a putback, and the game is tied at 2. Fobbs, the Bearcats' top shot blocker, but again, as we mentioned at the top of the telecast, 20 points and 15 rebounds, both career highs Tuesday night against McNeese for Eddie Fobbs, the senior post player out of Silsbee, Texas. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 17:50 in the first half. We're tied at 2. Lofton spinning into the paint. Puts up a left hand, no good. Rebound down to Fobbs, and here comes Sam Houston State.
Lions look a little out of sort to start this game on the offensive end. 2 possessions and haven't looked a little crisp so far.
Well, remember, Tuesday night, Texas State was able to get off to a strong start by pushing the ball up the floor, and a turnover. Nice defensive effort from the Lions here. Ricky Woods throws it down and breaks the tie.
That should get them in a little bit of flow. Transition baskets early in the game. Get the crowd into it, get the players into it. Nice look by Terry Bryant on the break to Ricky Woods.
No surprise to see the Lions turning defense into offense. 4-2 early on. 17-10 now to play in the first half. This is Fobbs driving through Lofton, and a little offensive rebound off the miss. Eddie Fobbs, following his own shot, ties the game at 4. Under 17 minutes to play now, first half. Lions, there's Berry hitting again. Can't hit it. Fobbs with a rebound. Quickly Fobbs with a couple of quick rebounds. And the pull-up jumper from Chris Jordan is good, but he was on the line. It's just a 2-pointer, and just like that, Sam Houston has the 6-4 lead.
Sam Houston on the defensive end is going to do a lot of trapping and running and jumping, especially off of Neil Berry to try to force him to shoot a little bit.
It's kind of an opposite thinking. If you can get a guy like Berry to work more at the offensive end, it might hurt his defense. Most coaches try to do it the other way around. And off the pass out of bounds, the Lions turn the ball over, and Sam Houston gets it back. What do you think's going on inside Billy Kennedy's head right now, the way this game has opened up? Certainly different than the other night, but it can't be something he likes so far.
Definitely different because the Lions have not gotten in sync on the offensive end yet. All the trapping that Sam Houston is doing has thrown them a little bit out of whack, so I'm sure he's trying to talk to his assistants about getting them settled down.
This is Streeter. And again, the pass is picked off. Ricky Woods with a nice defensive effort. He steals the ball, and here comes Terry Bryant. Bryant loses the handle, falls on the ball, and gets it back to Woods. Woods, did he travel? He did. Woods took a step in the paint as he tried to get it over to Neil Berry, and again, the Lions turn the ball over. 15:56 to play here in the first half. Sam Houston State with the early 6-4 lead. We're back with more Lions basketball in a moment on the Southeastern Channel.
Who said you can't have it all? Education, entertainment, community, athletics. That's the Southeastern Channel. Education, with telecourses for credit at Southeastern Louisiana University, teacher training programs, documentaries, and lectures on topics from global warming to the Civil War. Entertainment, with comedy, drama, and dance, culture and art, and a little bit of music for everyone, from country to bluegrass, from jazz and rock to Southeastern's Wind Symphony. Community, with public affairs programs on local issues, magazine shows in the economy, local business and history, along with talk show interviews with people you know. Athletics, with sporting events like football and basketball, and highlights, features, and interviews on the big game. Now, who said you can't have it all? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Education, entertainment, community, athletics. The Southeastern Channel.
Welcome back to Hammond as Sam Houston has an early 6-4 lead here in the first half. One of the highlights for the Lions thus far off the steal, Ricky Woods, not quiet early on in this one.
Trademark the Southeastern defense. They get steals, it turns into transition buckets. Real important early in this game because the Lions are really struggling in the half-court offense right now.
Woods with those 2 points on the dunk, has a couple of steals as well. That's on the good side for Billy Kennedy. And watching Sam Houston State, we had talked moments ago about how they mirror each other. Sam Houston, a strong defensive team. We've mentioned Fobbs, Wilder August as well, and Joe Thompson, the player of the year. So much inside. They had 12 dunks against McNeese on Tuesday night. They scored 40 points in the paint. But Brad, they also hit 9 3-pointers. They've got the inside-outside game working at times.
You know that makes the coaches happy, and that also dictates the reason they scored 88 points and shot 56% from the field in that quarterfinal round. That is a successful formula.
That possession was not successful, though, for the Bearcats as they turn the ball over, and here come the Lions once again. 15:38 to play in the first half, 6-4, Sam Houston State. Ricky Woods with the ball, out to the top of the key as they swing it around to Nate Lofton. Lofton tries to get it into Woods and loses the handle for a moment. A foul called offensive on Ricky Woods, who doesn't like the call, but he'll have to live with it. And again, the Lions turn the ball over.
Sam Houston is really involved in the defensive end right now. Maybe a little bit of a flop right there, but he got the call standing right in front of the referee.
The Academy Awards are behind us, but that flop was in front of the refs who called it. And Sam Houston has the ball again, but another reach in and knocking the ball away off the steal. Bryant to Woods, off the alley oop and the glass, and the Lions have tied the game.
4 of the Lions' 6 points have come in transition. That's really big for them now until they can get set into some sort of half-court offense.
Woods has 4 of the 6. 14:54 to play, blocked by Nate Lofton. Wilder August thought he had himself a layup, but instead he had something else.
There's the big guy we talk about. It starts with him, both on offense and defense, and here he comes, flying over to get a nice block shot there.
Sam Houston retains possession. This is Joe Thompson, who's been quiet here in the early going. Again, the Lions reach in and take the ball away. Off the steal, it's Jonathan Patton hustling it up the floor. 14:40 to play in the first half. This is Bryant, top of the key. 3, good.
Nice side pick and roll. That's run very often in the NBA, not a whole lot in college. Southeastern, knowing that Sam Houston's trying to switch out on screens, did a nice job of running a side pick. He got a wide open look.
Terry Bryant with 5 points. Southeastern with a 9-6 lead. This is Joe Thompson. Neil Berry all over him. Thompson kicks it inside briefly. Thompson again with the ball. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Thompson to the basket. Nowhere to go, and a nice pass to Eddie Fobbs, who dunks.
What a fantastic dish. Being the Southland Conference Player of the Year, everybody expected him to try to score that, dished it right after Fobbs. What a nice play.
Fobbs held to 3 points against Southeastern last Saturday. He's got 6 already in this one. Nate Lofton inside, strong to the basket, and the big guy makes it an 11-8 Southeastern lead.
There's your aggressive play. You look for somebody down low, a senior, all first team, all conference player. What a nice power move right there.
(11-8) Southeastern. 13:35 to play here in the first half. This is Brandon Streeter to Chris Jordan, who loses the handle. It's out of bounds, knocked away by one of the Lions, but Lions have had active hands at the defensive end in passing lanes and on the basketball.
Coach Kennedy can't be too disappointed in our early defensive effort. It's just the offensive end. They're struggling a little bit right now.
Again, this is Streeter playing on that sore right ankle. Joe Thompson looking for a shot off the glass and makes it. Joe Thompson's first points of the night bring the Bearcats within 1.
Lions jump into a 2-3 zone out of bounds underneath situations, and Thompson made a fantastic move through the gap right there to get a nice double pump 2-point basket.
Nate Lofton moving into the paint, off the glass, wild shot. Eddie Fobbs with the rebound. It's 1 and out for the Lions, and here come the Bearcats again. Under 13 to play in the first half, 11-10 Southeastern.
Oh, this has semifinal action written all over it. It's very intense out there on the floor. The intensity is really picking up as we get into this game.
All sorts of physical activity between Eddie Fobbs and Nate Lofton. They both hit the ground. Lofton looking at the officials and wanting an offensive foul, but he's not getting one. And the Bearcats keep the basketball trailing by 1. Outlet to Thompson, top of the key. Looking to kick it in, nothing there. This is Chris Jordan, and then the bounce pass to Wilder August. His shot no good. Barry with a rebound. Here come the Lions. Jonathan Patton to Ricky Woods. Woods getting closer, off the glass, gets the roll. Ricky Woods now with 6 points in the game.
Didn't see that in the quarterfinal round. The Lions run a lot of side pick and rolls right there, and were able to score again off of it. Maybe that's something they saw on the film when they get ready for this game.
Eddie Fobbs taking a free throw line jumper. Thompson with a rebound and turnaround, and Joe Thompson has another 2 points, and the Bearcats are hanging around within 1.
Wow, what a smooth player. You can see why he's Southland Conference Player of the Year. He just looks like everything comes easy for him on the offensive end.
Bearcats 6 of 12 shooting, 50% so far in the game. Lions 6 of 9. That's 67%, so while they were a little out of control early on, they've settled down and are shooting very well. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ricky Woods inside the three-point line, hits the jump shot, and Woods now has 8. And the Lions lead is once again 3.
Sam Houston Cats jumped out and double-teamed that side pick and roll again. And if Ricky Woods can make that 15-footer jumper, it'll be a long night for Sam Houston. They will not be able to continue to trap that.
Joe Thompson, three-pointer, way short. Rebound to the Lions. Here's Terry Bryant. Off to Patton, thought about it and thinks again. Three-pointer off the back iron. Woods with the offensive rebound in the paint. Takes his shot off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by the Bearcats, that's Joe Thompson. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Southeastern up by 3. Misses Jordan, blocked by the bottom of the rim, and the Lions will control. Southeastern and Sam Houston State up and down the floor at a frantic pace for them, but Southeastern has the 3-point lead. 10:58 to play in the first half. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
Can you pass the salt, Dad?
Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to...
Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False?
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug. What's the rate of shrivel?
When you look into your child's eyes, do you see a future Today, there's a brighter road ahead with LA4, Louisiana's new preschool program. Children who begin school at age 4 do better in class, stay in school longer, and have a better chance for success. Give your child a jump start in life. Enroll now. Call the Department of Education toll-free at 877-453-2721. The LA4 Pre-K program, the road to Louisiana's future.
Welcome back to Hammond. The Lions up by 3 with just under 11 minutes to play in the first half. And one of the guys making some noise early for Southeastern, Brad, Terry Bryant. He's got 5 points, 3 of them coming up here.
Well, it sure is. And once again, that side pick and roll action, got a nice screen, came off left wide open, was able to bury the three-pointer. Big for the Lions early on to be able to get some points from elsewhere to get them in sync in their half-court offense.
We talked about it Tuesday night. The Lions really need players other than Ricky Woods and Nate Lofton to get involved in the offense. It was Jonathan Patton in a major way Tuesday night. Terry Bryant with 5 early on here has been a guy filling that role.
That's what helps you win championships, and that's why we're in the semifinals of the Southland Conference Tournament, because of guys like this.
Sam Houston with the ball. Quick ball movement inside to Eddie Fobbs. Lofton had his hand on it as he tried to shoot. Adjusted the shot, and the Lions get the rebound. This is Jonathan Walker in the game for the first time, loses the ball, but Woods picks it up. Still 21 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time for the Lions to reset. 10:28 to play in the first half. Southeastern up by 3. Inside to Patton, spinning, jump shot, good.
What a fantastic move by the senior guard, Jonathan Patton. They're taking him down low, letting him post up. That's also part of the game plan tonight, and that's the first time he's been able to convert on a fantastic shot.
17-12, Southeastern. Traveling in the paint on Wilder August, and another turnover for the Bearcats. The Lions have done a nice job in many different ways.
It was a very slow game when both these teams played. Tonight is definitely more up-tempo. Probably right now lends towards the way Sam Houston likes to play, but the Lions seem to be matching them step for step.
10:07 to play here in the first half. Southeastern with a 5-point lead and the ball. This is Scott Roniger dumping it off to Ricky Woods. Chris Lee to Jonathan Walker as Billy Kennedy is going into his bench for the first time tonight. Lee from the corner, drives to the basket, nice move on the baseline, and Chris Lee scores.
Lions are really attacking that side pick and roll. They anticipating the trap, and then he went just slip base time that time for a fantastic move to the basket.
Lions doing a great job from the field. Now 8 of 13 shooting. That's an offensive foul on Eddie Fobbs.
Jonathan Walker fired up about the defensive end of the floor, stepped in, took the hit. Offensive player took a shoulder, and he made the fall and got the charge.
You cannot use your body, your shoulder in particular, to give you an offensive advantage. He wasn't able to go around Walker, who stood his ground. A nice defensive play. 9:20 to play in the first half. Southeastern up by 7, looking to add to it. Ricky Woods back out to Roniger, has the open 3 and takes it. Off the front iron, Fobbs cleans it off, and here come the Bearcats. It's like Sam Houston dared him to take the shot, so he went ahead and took it.
As Goodwill, Roniger has only scored 2 points in the last 2 months, so they understand the scouting report. Matter of fact, it came against them the other day.
Ryan Bright spinning his way to the basket, a blocking foul called. Bright, the Southland Conference Freshman of the Year, scored 17 points in the Bearcats' loss to Southeastern on Saturday. He was really the only guy able to muster any offense against the Lions last time these teams played.
Sam Houston has 2 freshmen on the floor in Streeter and Wright, so they've got a bright future ahead of them for years to come.
Here comes Neil Berry. Ball slapped away by Streeter. Foul called, but he saved the layup, and Berry will go to the line.
That defensive pressure on the out of bounds underneath caused a turnover. Neil Berry gets an easy breakaway. Nice play by the defense. Coach of Sam Houston State is not happy about that call.
8 minutes and 53 seconds to play here in the first half. Southeastern up by 7, and the crowd getting involved.
Well, no wonder they called an intentional foul. That's why he's upset.
The crowd happy about that. Berry goes to the line. hits the free throw. And Neil Berry.
I could probably see why Coach Marlin's a little upset about that call. I thought he had all ball on that.
It was a solid foul, I thought also, Brad, that Berry was going for the breakaway layup, and it was a clean slap at the ball. It wasn't like he tackled him or anything, but obviously Coach Bob Marlin very unhappy, and perhaps he's got something to talk about. He is very close to a technical foul over there. He's really given the officials a piece of his mind and then some. And on the intentional, the Lions also retain possession, up 20-12. 8:44 now to play in the first half. This is Berry driving the baseline, looking for somewhere to kick it out, and Walker's the guy. Chris Lee, baseline jumper, kind of a wild shot, corralled by Wilder August, and here come the Bearcats foul call as Chris Lee was reaching in for the ball. Lions on a 16-6 run to take control of the 8-point lead.
You see that so often. Chris Lee maybe took a little bit of questionable shot there, trying to make up for it. He got the foul in the backcourt. You know, that sometimes players get trying to make up for what they do wrong and end up causing more problems.
Inside 8.5. Joe Thompson with the ball. Quickly inside to Kelvin Williams. Back out to Thompson. Now it's August. This is Jordan for three. Got it. Chris Jordan now with 5 points, and the Bearcats are back within 5 as we approach the 8-minute mark of the first half.
Lions that time giving Sam Houston a little of their own medicine. They trapped the side ball screen because Joe Thompson had the ball trying to get it out of his hands.
Nate Lofton from behind the three-point arc into Jonathan Walker. Blocked on the play by Williams, and here come the Bearcats. Chris Jordan circling back around. Kicks it into Williams. Strong move to the basket. Kelvin Williams gets the roll, and the Bearcats now are within 3.
That's a lot of shaking and baking and shot faking down there.
The big sophomore from Dallas gets his first points of the night, pulling Sam Houston within 3, 20-17. As we approach the 7-minute mark of the first half. This is Lee, dumping it into Walker. Walker with Ryan Bright on him. Back to Lee. 4 on the shot clock. Lee for 3. Wild shot trying to beat the shot clock buzzer. No good, and here come the Bearcats. This is Bright, pump fakes, and that fortunate no goaltending called. No, it's the nice block by Jonathan Walker, and maybe he got away with one there because it really didn't have a chance to go in, but it was certainly on the way down.
I'm sure that's what the official saw. I don't think that ball's above the rim, and that's why he did not get the call. Nice help side to be over there and get that ball, though. The Lions have really got the game now kind of at their pace where they want it. Early on, it was a little frantic. The Lions have really got it, kind of got back into their tempo.
This is Lofton, off the glass, it's good. Nate Lofton now has 4 in the game, and Southeastern has a 22-17 lead. Nice play by Chris Jordan to corral the basketball, spinning into the lane, bounces out to Bright. His for 3, no good. Jordan on the offensive board, and put back, it's tipped in. Was it touched or not?
Well, you had some bodies flying at that rim that time. I think there's like 6 hands above the rim.
Wilder August had one of them, but I don't know if he'll be credited with a tip or not. In any event, the basket counts. It's 22-19. Sam Houston still within 3 as we approach the 5:35 mark of the first half. This is Berry for 3. Got it! Neil Berry hits the three-pointer. He now has 4 in the game.
Textbook basketball, inside out, went in Jonathan Walker, right back to Neil, and he knocked it down.
Again, one of those that will take the offensive pressure off of Ricky Woods and Nate Lofton. The more the merrier as far as Billy Kennedy is concerned. And the Bearcats turn the ball over once again. Their 9th turnover of the game. The Lions will have it when we come back. 5:11 to play in the first half. Southeastern 25, Sam Houston 19. More Lions basketball in a moment on the Southeastern Channel.
So, which job are you applying for?
There's more than one?
A couple more.
Wow.
High school graduate, right?
No, I dropped out.
Oh, well, that kind of narrows it down. But you may be in luck. We have one opening, and it's in advertising.
All right.
Go to OperationGraduation.com.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers. Hey, wait. Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure.
And they take their keelboat up the Missouri.
Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Sacagawea.
Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
A sweet Pacific Ocean. Yeah!
Welcome back to Hammond. Southeastern clinging to a 6-point lead, and Neil Berry getting involved on the offensive end again. A 3-pointer here, 6 points the other night, 4 so far tonight. Brad, this guy only averages 2 a game.
How about Neil Berry? He's a fifth-year senior. He's fought through a lot of ups and downs in his career, and he's stepping up in March in the semifinals of the conference tournament. How awesome for him.
His timing could not be better. The Lions with the ball and the lead as we approach 5 minutes to play in the first half. Nate Lofton working his way toward the basket, spinning off the glass. 2 more for Nate Lofton, who's got 6 in the game.
The big man has definitely come out offensive-minded tonight. You know, the other night he kind of took when it came to him. He is being very aggressive down on the block.
Every one of the 5 Lions starters have scored. Joe Thompson for 3, too strong. Nate Lofton with a rebound. The Lions have the ball. 4:40 to play in the first half. Woods into Patton. Quick move on the baseline. He stepped on the end line, turned the ball over. It'll be Bearcat basketball.
So many people don't realize how much coaching goes into these games. You know, earlier, oh, look at that. Oh, almost a steal. Sorry. People don't realize how much coaching goes into this game. From one night to the next, the Lions have almost totally changed their offensive scheme in posting up Jonathan Patton and go inside pick and rolls.
Joe Thompson, wild shot on the baseline, no good. Terry Bryant with a rebound. 4:10 to play in the game. Bryant pull up 3. Wild shot. It'll be Bearcat ball. 4:05 to play in the first half. 27-19 Southeastern. And that was just a wild shot from Bryant. There was no need to put it up in that fashion if he wasn't in comfortable shooting position.
Yeah, he got a little excited there. You know, the intensity of the game. It's March. Everybody's excited. Look at that. These guys are real. They're flying all over the place tonight. If you're not here tonight, you're missing a great ball game. These are 2 quality teams that really want to win.
Well, Neil Berry with the defensive effort stepped on the end line, so the Bearcats will keep the ball. 3:55 to play in the first half. Southeastern up by 8. We're back with more Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel in a moment.
To find out what's airing on the Southeastern Channel, visit the channel's website at www.selu.edu/TV and click on Schedule. There you'll find the hourly schedule of programs each day for that particular month. With a click of the mouse, you can also find the newest programs, a description of each show, and a place for feedback. To find out what's airing on the Southeastern Channel, visit our website at www.selu.edu/TV.
Welcome back to the University Center. Southeastern up by 8 with 3:55 to play in the first half. And let's take a look at the 2 schools, not on the basketball floor, Brad, but against each other. Sam Houston's been around a little longer, but they are comparable when it comes to enrollment and academic departments. The question tonight, are they comparable when it comes to basketball? I think they are.
So far they have been. This is 2 fantastic basketball teams going at each other early on here. What an exciting game so far.
Joe Thompson, the player of the year in the Southland Conference with the ball in his hands. He's been quiet, only 4 points thus far. Othello Alford blocked as he tries to move into the paint. Ball kept alive. Eddie Fobbs picks up the loose ball, drives to the basket, and is fouled. He'll go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. And Fobbs, who had the huge game against McNeese on Tuesday night, has 8, trying to make it 9 as McNeese has pulled back within 6, or as Sam Houston has pulled back within 6.
Terry Bryant probably kicking himself a little bit. He probably learned early on in his career that you never save the basketball underneath the other team's basket. Him trying to hustle ended up getting a 2-point play for the other team.
Well, he misses the free throw. The lead stays 6. Sam Houston with 12 points in the paint so far tonight have done another nice job inside. Certainly a little better for them than the last time these 2 teams met last Saturday. 3:20 to play in the first half. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Ricky Woods off the glass. Foul. No. And a goaltend will count the basket. Not a foul. So give Woods 2 more. He's in double figures with 10. And the Lions lead is again 8 at 29-21.
Ricky Woods and Nate Lofton are definitely off to a more impressive start tonight than they were in the first half of the quarterfinal game.
Another steal. Jonathan Patton reaching in. The 10th turnover for the Bearcats in the game. And the Lions have the ball and the lead with less than 3 minutes to play in the first half. Nate Lofton, a little no-look behind the back to Terry Bryant, who cannot convert. And here comes Sam Houston. That's Alford kicking it back out to Chris Jordan. Othello Alford, sophomore from Calvert, Texas. 2:30 to play in the game in the first half. August underneath gets through Nate Lofton. His basket is good.
Nice play by August that time. He drove hard to the basket, a little bit out of control, gathered himself, shot fake, knowing Nate Lofton can block it, gathered himself and went up and finished the basket strong. Nice play.
2:15 to play in the first half. Southeastern up 29-23. Ricky Woods on the left wing. Looking inside to Lofton, but Neil Berry at the top of the key. Nice ball movement. Jonathan Patton loses control and travels. Got up in the air and had no place to go.
With a typical Lion basketball, they ran the shot clock down on their half-court offense. Got to right around 10 seconds on shot clock. Jonathan tried to make something happen, just took too many steps that time.
Well, timeout on the floor with 1:59 to play here in the first half. 29-23 Southeastern. And again, I think for the most part, a much more consistent game for the Lions through the first half here tonight than it was on Tuesday night, as they had to climb out of an 8-point hole.
Well, I agree with the call, and I really think Coach Kennedy's got to be pretty pleased with the way this first half has turned out, because it is at the Southeastern Lions pace right now. If they were up in the high 30s and 40s right now, it'd be more tend to the way Sam Houston likes to play. But right now they've got the tempo where they like it, that it dictates them being successful. Thus, that's why they're a 6-point lead.
And again, we're just under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Southeastern up by 6, and it's been pretty good distribution. All 5 starters and 1 bench player have scored for the Lions. Ricky Woods leading the way with 10 points thus far. This is Joe Thompson, the player of the year in the Southland Conference. Only 4 points for the Bearcats thus far. Inside to August, who's bumped hard by Nate Lofton, and the foul is called. 1:45 to play in the first half.
You talk about this being a good basketball game. Southeastern only has 6 fouls in the game, and Sam Houston only has 2. That's a good, clean, physical basketball game. Referee's letting them play.
No one in the penalty yet. Thompson shot long, picks up the rebound, back off the glass. Joe Thompson now has 6.
Out of that last timeout, Coach Marlin drove the play to get Thompson involved. He didn't score that previous time, but out of bounds underneath, they went right back to him, and he got the putback.
14 points in the paint as the Cats are back within 4. 1:20 to play in the first half. Jonathan Patton quickly into Nate Lofton, works his way into the paint, hits the deck, no call. He and Fobbs are down, and Fobbs looks like he might be hurt. Eddie Fobbs still on the ground, bodies everywhere. This one is certainly physical if nothing else, but Bob Marlin and the Bearcats having an anxious moment as Eddie Fobbs looking at his right ankle, and he looks to be shaken up. This not good news for Sam Houston State as Eddie Fobbs hobbles off. Fobbs with 8 points in the game, the leading scorer for Sam Houston, as he was Tuesday night in the quarterfinal game against McNeese when he scored a career-high 20, and the 6'11 senior is on the bench. That would be good news for the Lions.
It sure is. I look for him to come back, though. It doesn't look like it's that bad of an injury. Important possession here the referees are talking about. Did Sam Houston gain possession? Because right now there's only 7 seconds on the shot clock. I guess they're saying they didn't. That's a big turn of events for the Lions.
All right, with 7 seconds on the shot clock, Jonathan Patton looking for an open man. Lofton inside, 4 seconds. Berry for 3. Got it! Neil Berry, his second three-pointer of the game. He's got 7 on the night, and the Lions are again back up by 7.
Every once in a while you got to call bank, but it doesn't matter. It still goes in.
45 seconds to play in the first half. Nice no look to Chris Jordan underneath, who converts the reverse layup. 9 points for Jordan. 35 seconds to play in the first half. A 5-point Lion lead. About 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. 25 seconds on the game clock. Now 19 on the shot clock. Lions working around to Patton, who hits the turnaround jumper. Jonathan Patton with 4 on the night. The Lions lead is again 7. 13 seconds to play in the first half. This is Streeter. Under 10. August into the lane. Jump shot no good. 2 seconds left. Up and down on Kelvin Williams. Nate Lofton was in the way, and once again, he alters everything underneath.
That was like the wall of China. There was no getting over that thing. They had 3 guys try to go over our wall of defenders, and nobody could get it up over them.
Couldn't do it. 1 second exactly remains on the clock. Southeastern up by 7. But the Bearcats will have the ball. 1 second, they'll have to be quick. Streeter looking to August, puts up the wild 3 off the front rim, and the Lions will go to the locker room with a 7-point lead. A good first half for Southeastern, but the end of the first 20 minutes is here. We'll be back at the University Center in just a moment. Southeastern leading Sam Houston State 34-27. We'll have halftime stats and an interview with Southland Conference Assistant Commissioner Bruce Ludlow. In just a moment, you're watching Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
Who said you can't have it all? Education, entertainment, community, athletics. That's the Southeastern Channel. Education, with telecourses for credit at Southeastern Louisiana University, teacher training programs, documentaries, and lectures on topics from global warming to the Civil War. Entertainment, with comedy, drama, and dance, culture and art, and a little bit of music for everyone, from country to bluegrass, from jazz and rock to Southeastern's Wind Symphony. Community, with public affairs programs on local issues, magazine shows in the economy, local business and history, along with talk show interviews with people you know. Athletics, with sporting events like football and basketball, and highlights, features, and interviews on the big game. Now, who said you can't have it all? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Education, entertainment, community, athletics. The Southeastern Channel.
Welcome back to the University Center, where we're at halftime in this semifinal game in the Southland Conference Tournament between Southeastern and Sam Houston, with the Lions leading by 7. And Neil Berry has provided some offense. 7 points so far in the game for the senior guard, Brad. 3 of them off the glass.
Neil's played a fantastic game, but sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And right there, I don't think he called that one, but we'll take it anyway.
It still counts. Paul Crane alongside Brad Jones. And again, Southeastern has gone up and down the floor for the most part with Sam Houston. And I think Southeastern's got to like what they've done, both defensively forcing 10 turnovers in the first half and offensively finding good shots and making a majority of those.
The trademark defense of Billy Kennedy team, and they've really stepped it up again tonight here in the semifinals of this. And yeah, I know that's what Coach Kennedy was counting on for that, not just 20 minutes, but 40 minutes. So he's got to be pleased with that. The one key stat we're looking at that he probably is not happy with is that the offensive rebounds that Sam Houston has been able to get, they have 11 offensive rebounds with 12 second chance points to Southeastern 0 right now.
But despite getting beaten soundly on the boards, Brad, the 7-point lead in what's been a very clean game. Take a look at the free throws. Only 3 free throws have been attempted in the game.
Well, this is a credit to both teams. When you have 2 teams that play well and play smart and play fundamental and go after it, it's really an easy game to officiate. And that's what's happening tonight. These 2 teams are playing a fantastic basketball game.
Well, Eddie Fobbs was hurt late in the first half. We'll see what happens, but what's going on in each locker room now? The Lions have had control of this game throughout the most part, and of course, Sam Houston on the road. It's tough for them. What's going on in the 2 locker rooms?
Well, here's where the coaches earn their money. Southeastern, we've alluded to, is running some different things that they ran even last Saturday and in the first round of the tournament. So the coaches for Sam Houston are up there making some adjustments. Coach Kennedy is up there doing the same and probably just telling his guys to keep doing what they do well, because they have done a fantastic job of face guarding Joe Thompson and keeping him limited. He's only got 6 points in the first half, and they have done a good job of dictating the tempo of this game the way Southeastern likes it.
Thompson, the Southland Conference Player of the Year, must be frustrated. As Brad mentioned, only 6 points in the first half. He had a tough time last Saturday against this team. He's got 20 minutes left to figure something out, or the Bearcats season will probably be done. We'll be back with more halftime activities, including a talk with Southland Conference Assistant Commissioner Bruce Ludlow. Again, it's 34-27. Southeastern leading Sam Houston. You're watching Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
Can you pass the salt, Dad?
Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to...
Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False?
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug. What's the rate of shrivel?
Welcome back to Hammond, where Southeastern has the 7-point lead on Sam Houston at halftime of this semifinal game in the Southland Conference Tournament. Welcome back. We're pleased to be joined by Southland Conference Assistant Commissioner Bruce Ludlow for Media Relations. And Bruce, how about your perspective on the first half of tonight's game between two teams that are meeting each other for the second time in less than a week?
A lot of what we expected. A lot of up and down the floor, physical play, running up and down. Two very good teams, as everybody knows. You know, Southeastern ties for the regular season championship, and Sam Houston was right there until the very end. And of course, the Lions picked up that big win in the final regular season game. And a great matchup in this game. I said coming in that this is going to be a great game. Both of our semifinals I knew would be a good game, and they're very competitive, and this one has certainly been that.
And I know someone you'd like to recognize is a sponsor of your tournament, O'Reilly, for the O'Reilly Southland Conference Basketball Tournament. What do they mean to your conference?
That's right. Sponsorships are so important at our level, and this is our first year with O'Reilly Auto Parts on board as a title sponsor of our Southland Conference Championship, named the O'Reilly Auto Parts SLC Tournament. It's huge. They're located in every one of our communities. They have stores in every one of our communities. They have a presence. Their objective of late has been to try to reach the audiences of college athletics, and I think this helps them, and it obviously helps the Southland Conference in getting recognition.
And your tournament is unique in at least one way, in that it's played on home sites from the quarterfinals all the way through the finals. This is the third year of doing that, as opposed to having everyone in one site. What are some of the advantages to that?
Well, it's all about crowd support. At our level, it's a tough game. We don't travel real well so if we're playing at a neutral site, it's kind of questionable as to what our crowds might be. But when we can play on the campus of the higher seeded teams for each game, we know we're going to have good crowds. We're going to have rowdy crowds. It's going to be a much better atmosphere. And at the same time, when it was developed 3 years ago, this process was put into place to try to help get our best team to the NCAA tournament. Because right now we are still at a level where we're, in reality, we're only going to get one team in the NCAA tournament. And it's try to help to get our best team there to give us the best chance of winning an NCAA tournament game. Once we get to that point, then, if we can start, which hopefully we will in the future, start getting to where we can get multiple teams in the tournament and have a better showcase, then, maybe the neutral site can be talked about.
Well, we can look forward to at-large bids coming down the road, but Southland Conference fans can also look forward to seeing the finals of the women's tournament on Fox, on the Fox Sports Net, and then seeing the finals of the men's tournament on ESPN2. Bruce Ludlow, thank you very much for your time tonight, and continued success, and thank you not only for being with us tonight, but for all that the Southland Conference has done in recent years.
Thank you, and thank you for all that you do.
All right, I know you love the Southeastern Channel as well. We'll be back with more Lions basketball. The second half is straight ahead on the Southeastern Channel.
I'm open! Shoot it, Cassie! Shoot it! Wow! Wow!
There's a better way to have fun with history.
It's okay, Amelia.
Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
On 3. 1.
Welcome back to the University Center where the second half is underway. Opening moments, Southeastern clinging to its 34-27 lead. They've got the ball and the lead. We should tell you at this point, Northwestern leads Lamar at halftime 45-33. The winner of this game will meet the winner of that game for a trip to the NCAA Tournament, but that is looking too far ahead. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Terry Bryant in the lane gets the roll, and the Lions add to their lead.
Wow, what a fantastic drive by the sophomore as the shot clock was winding down. 3 on the clock when that ball went in.
This is Brandon Streeter, the one true point guard on the team. Joe Thomas, quick inside to Wilder August off the glass, and it rolls off the rim. Nate Lofton with a rebound, and the Lions with a good start to the second half.
You hear it all the time. The first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half really sets the tone. I guarantee you, Coach Kennedy talked to his guys as well as Coach Marlin about setting it for their pace early in this second half.
Lions with the 9-point lead. Patton quickly into Lofton, who's fouled as he looked up. Wilder August got a hand up there a little too far into Lofton's face. The foul called. It's on the floor, so the Lions will retain possession, get a fresh 35. 18:45 to play in the game. Lions kicking it into Jonathan Patton. Now it's Ricky Woods backing up with Bearcats hanging all over him. August with the rebound, Woods with the foul. And the Bearcats will retain the ball. It's been a pretty clean game thus far, but a couple of quick whistles here in the second half. Only 3 free throws shot in the entire first half by the two teams together.
There's the side pick and roll. Sam Houston running against Southeastern that time.
Eddie Fobbs obviously feeling better.
What a nice follow by him. He is so long and lanky. He's a hard defend. He does a nice job of getting right back up on the rim off of misses.
Fobbs now with 10 in the game. Lofton spinning to the basket. Foul called. And it's offensive.
Yes.
$18 minutes to play here in the first half. 36-29. This is Brandon Streeter into August. Strong move to the basket. Gets it to fall. August with 4 now in the game, and the Bearcats still within 5. 17:37 to play in the game. 36-31, Southeastern. Lofton to the basket, fouled by Joe Thompson. And the big fella will go to the line. 17:29 now to play in the game.
Nice pass by Jonathan Patton right there. Once again, we talk about it, roles reversed. We talk about Nate Lofton being the guy passing out of the post. So that time, Jonathan returned the favor and gave him a nice dish as he went to the basket strong.
Lofton's first free throw of the night, in and out, but he'll get another.
There is one knock on Nate Lofton. He's only a 58% free throw shooter for the year, and that's going to be very important down the stretch here. It's not only tonight if they get to advance farther.
0 for 2 on that trip, 58% there for the year, 55% from the field. And the Bearcats with some early good fortune. Brandon Streeter again resetting, 17-10 to play in the game.
Southeastern, a little zone defense here, kind of threw Sam Houston off a little bit.
Streeter hits his first shot of the night. He only averages 2 points a game, but again, he is the true point guard. He's all about delivering the ball and protecting it. Streeter on the flop, Ball knocked out of bounds. Lions will retain possession, but Terry Bryant had all he could handle with Brandon Streeter all over him there.
The two little point guards making it happen against each other. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Inbounds efforted to Lofton. Eddie Fobbs slaps it away, and full court pressure applied by Sam Houston, making it tough for the Lions to even get it close to midcourt.
It's important for the Lions to adjust this now. Once again, we talked about the halftime adjustments. Sam Houston comes out picking up the full court pressure. Southeastern wasn't ready for it, had a couple iffy situations there. Now they got to get him settled down, get the ball to the point guard, and get the ball down the floor.
Bearcats ease up, then double team Bryant, who gets it across the timeline to Barry. Lofton back out to Bryant. 16 on the shot clock, lobs into Lofton. Around Fobbs, fouled, and it looks like the second half is going to change in the way these two teams are going after each other.
Well, it sure has. Maybe it's a little bit fatigue. Maybe the referees decided they need to tighten up a little bit, but we have definitely, after having, 8 total fouls called in the first half, we've already had 5 called in the first 3 minutes and 27 seconds of the second.
Lofton missed his first 2 free throws, but makes one there. He now has 7 in the game, 7 points, 16:33 to play in the game. Nate Lofton's second free throw is good. Now 2 of 4 from the line, and the Lions lead is once again 5, 38-33.
Southeastern again in that 2-3 zone that they're extending out, putting pressure on the guards.
This is Eddie Fobbs, nowhere to go as Nate Lofton closes that off. Chris Jordan's cross-court pass to Streeter for 3, tipped back in by Chris Jordan, and Sam Houston calls timeout. With 16:10 to play in the game, 38-35. All of a sudden, Southeastern's lead has been whittled away. Sam Houston has done a nice job of getting themselves back into this one, especially on the road.
Once again, they made a couple changes at halftime, jumping in the full court press and thrown Southeastern off just a little bit. Nice job that time defensively by Southeastern, but one of the flaws against the zone, especially when you extend it, is the offensive rebounding. Nice play on the backside by Sam Houston to get a putback.
And considering the struggles that Sam Houston had against Southeastern on Saturday at Sam Houston State, again, Joe Thompson, the Southland Conference Player of the Year, continues to struggle. He only had 6 points last Saturday. He's only got 6 points here tonight, but Sam Houston is staying in this game with help from other people.
Well, they sure have. And we talked about it at halftime. It's the offensive rebounds. At halftime it was 12-0 on second chance points in Sam Houston's favor. So I know Coach Kennedy's probably talking about that again at the timeout as we look at the crazies here in the stands.
Look at those Lion fans, and that's what Bruce Ludlow talked about at halftime. You're wanting to have these conference tournament games on site for flavor like that. Hey, and those guys are making Mama proud.
How about that? I didn't even recognize him, but that's our starting quarterback for the football team, Martin Hankins, up there amongst the green monsters up there. March Madness, you gotta love it.
Absolutely, this is what they play for. When they hit Midnight Madness back in October, this is what they're working for all year long. Both of these teams here in a semifinal game, trying to play their way into the one game that'll be for the right to make the NCAA tournament. Southeastern with a 3-point lead. It's been as high as 9. Under 16 now to play in the game. Bryant bounce pass into Jonathan Walker. Again, the Lions move it around. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Neil Berry for 3, no good. Battle underneath, won by Eddie Fobbs, and here come the Bearcats. Jordan pushing it up the floor, then backing off. Thompson for 3. Hits! Joe Thompson's first 3-pointer of the game. Ties things at 38.
They jump in it. They've really come out the second half, changing their defenses a lot. That time they're in a little gimmicky 2-3 zone, kind of disguising a little bit. This time they're in the full court press again as they tied the game.
And a foul called on Wilder August against Jonathan Walker on the floor. Tied at 38 right now. It's the first time this game has been tied since it was 6-6 a long time ago.
Well, you talk about the battle of the first 5 minutes. It has to go to Sam Houston right here.
15-15 to play here in the game. We're tied at 38, and we'll have more Lions basketball in a moment on the Southeastern Channel.
Who said you can't keep up? Watch Southeastern Times, news for the college crowd and beyond. From avoiding the credit card trap to learning salsa dancing, Southeastern Times gives you information you can use. Go behind university scenes and meet North Shore personalities in this award-winning series. Who said you can't keep up? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Watch Southeastern Times on the Southeastern Channel, Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
Welcome back to Hammond, where Southeastern and Sam Houston are now tied at 38, in no small part to the Bearcats climbing out of the halftime hole. Joe Thompson hitting the three-pointer, the Southland Conference Player of the Year. Looks like he may be coming to life, Brad.
Great players make great plays in big games, and he has been unheard of here for a little stretch here, but he came in transition that time and shot that ball like he knew it was going in to tie the basketball game up.
He hit 4 3-pointers on Tuesday night against McNeese in Sam Houston's quarterfinal game. That was his first one here tonight. Joe Thompson now has 9, and again, he hasn't really gotten started. The Lions will try to bottle him up once again, but that's always easier said than done.
Important for the Lions to kind of get themselves settled back down now as Sam Houston's come out changing defense, got him a little out of whack, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach Kennedy does out of this timeout.
15:05 to play in the game. We're all tied at 38. Terry Bryant kicks it over to Barry. Tried to get it into Ricky Woods, taken away by Ryan Bright, and the Bearcats have a chance to take the lead. Chris Jordan can't find anything open. Streeter quickly as they work it around, then inside to Fobbs. No, foul on the floor before the shot.
Gonna get Nate Lofton that time, trying to get around in front defensively. Just got hung on his arm just a little bit, and that's why I got the foul.
Lofton not happy. 4 fouls now on Nate Lofton. That's a bad side for the Lions because he's going to have to sit for a while. 14:43 to play in the game. Ryan Bright, the jumper, no good. Battle underneath, the foul against the Bearcats. The Lions will have the ball.
You talk about the bench stepping up as it's done so many times for the Lions. It'll have to tonight with big guy Nate Lofton going on the bench. Jonathan Walker, he could be a starter on most teams in the Southland Conference. It'll be his chance to shine and step up for the Lions right now.
The Lions with the ball, game tied. Nate Lofton on the bench with 4 fouls for Southeastern. So they'll have to be without him for a while, meaning Jonathan Walker is going to have a little more responsibility. 14:20 to play in the game. Patton for 3. Ricky Woods battles for the rebound, but it comes down to Ryan Bright. The Southland Conference Freshman of the Year brings it up the floor. Now it's Chris Jordan as we approach the 14-minute mark. Bright inside to Fobbs, misses the layup, but Bright follows, and his first basket of the night gives Sam Houston the lead.
Basketball is such a game of momentum. You know, Southeastern's had it most of the night. Came out at halftime. Sam Houston's gotten it. So it'll be up to Southeastern now to kind of turn the tide and get a little momentum back. They need a big play by one of their big players here to change the tide.
That's just our 3rd lead change of the game. Barry for 3 again. Neil Barry not afraid to take a shot here in the postseason, but he misses. Sam Houston with the ball and the lead. Thompson driving to the basket, loses the ball, but the Bearcats retain possession.
Interesting turn of events here. You know, you feel the momentum all to Sam Houston right here at this second. Be interesting to see the Lions if they can withstand this, because once again, that does not mean Sam Houston will have it the whole rest of the game. Basketball can change on a dime.
Well, the Lions just 3 of 9, or 3 of 8 rather, shooting for 3. There's a 3-point try that's no good. Jeremy Thomas, the one taking the shot. It goes out of bounds. The Lions get the ball, trailing by 2. 13:21 now to play in the game. Sam Houston with the 2-point lead as both coaches are reaching deep into their bench now, but Southeastern only has 2 points from its bench so far tonight. Sam Houston only 4, so the bench players have not been active on the scoreboard. That is likely to change the rest of the way. 13:06 to play in the game. Southeastern down 2 with the ball. Chris Lee, top of the key, looks for room, can't find any. 12 on the shot clock. Terry Bryant drives the baseline. His shot too strong. Walker with the offensive rebound, but blocked going up by Ryan Bright. The possession arrow Southeastern's ball, or Bearcat basketball rather. A strong defensive effort by the freshman, Ryan Bright.
Very nice. Jonathan Walker probably should have given a little head fake right there to get the guy up in the air so he could attack the basket.
12:45 to play in the game. Sam Houston up 2 with the ball. Joe Thompson getting comfortable, takes the shot, misses. Lions recover the rebound. Trying to tie the game. Lee to the basket, fouled on his way up. He'll shoot free throws.
That's one way to break you being out of sync in the half court is be able to get a rebound and push it. Terry Bryant, did a nice job pushing that time. Chris Lee attacking the basket. Hopefully they'll understand that that's that important to get these baskets as we go down the stretch.
At this point, don't want to leave any points at the free throw line. Chris Lee hits his first, he'll get another. Sam Houston on a 13-5 now run with that free throw, which has taken them from 9 down to the lead. Chris Lee does a nice job hitting both of his free throws and reties the game at 40. 12:20 to play in the game. We're all even in Hammond. Quick ball movement by the Bearcats. This is Thomas into Joe Thompson. Double teamed quickly by Woods and Lee. Kicks it out to Thomas, who's over to Ryan Bright for 3. Got it! Ryan Bright, a 41% three-point shooter, hits his second basket of the game, his first 3. He has 5, and the Bearcats are up by 3. Southeastern calls a timeout as Billy Kennedy wants to talk things over. 11:50 to play in the game, and the Lions find themselves in a 3-point hole. We're back with more in a moment on the Southeastern Channel.
University life is fun. It's exciting.
It's rewarding.
You could earn a cool $2 million in your lifetime.
It's tougher these days to get into Louisiana's universities.
And standards will rise even more.
A lot of students talk a good game about going to college.
But less than half take the required courses.
So take the right classes in high school.
And prepare to earn a university degree.
Visit areyourreadyinfo.net
and get ready for a better life.
We're ready for you.
Are you ready for us?
Welcome back to Hammond. Southeastern trailing by 3 with 11:45 now to play in the game, but the Lions have the ball as they try to keep this thing from getting away.
Sam Houston's jumped out in a 1-2-2 zone this time. A little different look from the 2-3, putting more pressure on the point guard.
This is Patton for 3. Got it, ties the game.
Nice job by the senior running the baseline. They've been doing that in a zone offense the last couple of times. He stuck in behind and got a wide open look.
5 3-pointers for Jonathan Patton on Tuesday night. That's his first one of this game. Good defensive pressure by Chris Lee on the ball. The Bearcats will keep possession. With 26 seconds to go on the shot clock, 11:15 to go in the game, and it's a good one. Everything we expected and more. Tied at 43. But we've got an official's timeout on the floor, as both sides will get the opportunity to talk things over. And despite the fact that Southeastern handled Sam Houston at Sam Houston Saturday to end the regular season, the Bearcats, it should come as no surprise, you could call them tournament tested, I think. An impressive schedule, non-conference. Back in November, they played in some tough tournaments, losing to both Houston and Marquette. They also played some tough non-conference games on the road at places like Oklahoma State and Florida. So they know all about being in hostile environments, and they've obviously responded quite well here tonight.
Well, they sure do, and that's what coaches do at this level when you're playing at the smaller Division I level. You want to get tested to see what happens, because they know that you have to go maybe on the road in the conference tournament like Sam Houston's having to do tonight, and they have so far withstood the fury of Southeastern, and it's anybody's game with 11 minutes to go.
Well, quickly, let's take a look at how Southeastern tied the game. Jonathan Patton, the hot hand Tuesday night, and a big shot here tonight.
If you have a 3-2 zone, that means you got 3 guys up front and only 2 on the baseline. Southeastern put Jonathan Patton on the baseline, let him run off the 2 big guys, got a wide open look. Great offensive play against that zone right there.
7 points in the game so far for Patton. Billy Kennedy's Lions all even with Sam Houston tied at 43. Again, we've got 11 minutes, 15 seconds to play here in the game. as Sam Houston and Southeastern locked in a good one. The winner of this game will meet the winner of the game between Northwestern State and Lamar. And at last check, 3 minutes into the second half, 17 minutes left, Northwestern leads that one by 6, 47-41. But our attention is here in Hammond. Sam Houston and Southeastern all even. Sam Houston with the ball. Chris Jordan spinning, and he carried the basketball and turns it over.
Boy, did he carry it. He was trying to do a little too much one-on-one that time, and he absolutely turned it over and went with it. Nice defense by the Lions.
That's the Bearcats' first turnover of the second half, 11th turnover of the game, and the Lions have a chance to regain the lead. A little lazy pass there, almost picked off by August. But the Lions maintain control, under 10:50 to play in the game. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Patton again from the corner. Got it!
There's that 3-2 zone and that baseline running by Jonathan Patton. Once again, a nice look. Nice find by Terry Bryant there on the wing.
The Lions back up by 3 on the three-pointer from Patton. And off the fingertips of Chris Jordan and out of bounds. The Bearcats turn it over once again. Their 12th turnover of the game, and the Lions will have a chance to add to the lead.
2 3-pointers in a row by the senior has gotten the crowd back into this one. They're fired up.
10:27 to play in the game. Southeastern 46, Sam Houston 43. The Lions with the ball. This could be a momentum opportunity of the game.
We've been talking about that. Lions are on the verge of getting it right back where they want it.
Again, no sense of panic at all. Ricky Woods, strong drive to the basket, but it falls off the rim. Ryan Bright with a rebound, and Sam Houston pushes it up the floor in a hurry. Jordan closed off by Bryant, and a blocking foul called as Jordan tries to get around Jonathan Walker, who falls to the ground, but the foul will be on Walker.
Crowd not pleased with that one. Bright trying to make something happen is all over the place right there. You talk about momentum. I would be surprised if this game doesn't go down to the last minute.
9:59 to play in this one. Long outlet to Joe Thompson. Bright for 3. Hits. And the true freshman from Deer Park, Texas, hits his second three-pointer. 8 points in the game, all in the second half, and he reties things at 46.
Wow, the freshman has ice in his veins. He doesn't even act like this is a big game. He's just out in the park shooting.
Walker inside. Gets the close shot to fall, and the Lions are back up by 2. Walker's first points of the night. Critical because on the bench with 4 fouls is Nate Lofton. Walker will be out there for a while. Jordan, open jumper, can't connect, and that's an offensive goaltend if the ball was on the rim.
Actually, they got Bright over the back of Jonathan Patton. Bright using his 6'7" body, trying to go over the top. Actually got in the NBA, we'd call it a loose ball foul. We got an over the back call.
Again, over the back on Ryan Bright. The Southland Conference Freshman of the Year makes a freshman mistake. And again, a dramatic change from the first half where there were almost no fouls called. Now Sam Houston's in the penalty, and you can see that Jonathan Patton is standing at the line to shoot 1-1.
Referee's trying to make sure they have the right shooter on the floor. A little bit of a disadvantage for the Lions because Jonathan was already into his shot.
They do. Patton with a chance to shoot 1-1. These critical in the second half, and he'll get another.
You got to like the confidence of the senior in tournament play. Jonathan just looks like he's ready to take this game over and win it for the Lions.
Well, he scored 21 on Tuesday night. He's got 11 points thus far tonight, and make it 12 as Jonathan Patton hits both of his free throws. Southeastern back up by 4, 50-46. .9:15 to play in the game. And Ryan Bright turns it over as Ricky Woods takes it away. And now the crowd's getting involved. 9 minutes to play in the game. The crowd here in Hammond on its feet. And the Lions content to take their time. Walker out to Bryant. Moves to his right, nothing there. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bryant drives to the lane and takes the shot. Can't get it to fall. Foul called underneath.
Nice inside work by Thomas Woods. He went out of bounds and came underneath and made the offensive or the defensive player come over his back, and now he gets to go to the free throw line.
8:43 to play in the game. Ricky Woods will go to the free throw line, and Woods has not scored since the 3:18 mark of the first half. Woods with 10 in the game thus far will shoot 1-1. And he misses it out to Joe Thompson, and Woods still has not scored since the 3:18 mark of the first half. Streeter puts on his brakes, gets it to Ryan Bright, back to Streeter, pump fakes and drives, and runs right into Jonathan Walker, who's called for the blocking foul, and Billy Kennedy is not happy.
Neither is this crowd.
.8:31 to play in the game. Jonathan Walker called for the foul. Bearcats retain possession. Thompson for three, hits it. Joe Thompson brings the Bearcats back within one, his second three-pointer of the game. He's now got 12.
The Bearcats have gotten on the freshman player of the year and the conference player of the year the last 4 or 5 minutes. They've scored all their points for him.
8:07 to play in the game. Lions up by 1. Ricky Woods runs into a bunch of orange jerseys, but he's fouled on his way up, and Woods will again go to the line. Less than 8 minutes to play now. As Ricky Woods has not scored since the 3:18 mark of the first half, but he'll have to wait a moment before he gets a chance to shoot a free throw. 7:57 to play in the game. Southeastern with a 1-point lead, and we'll have more Lions basketball in a moment on the Southeastern Channel.
As children, we learn by playing. In time, the competition gets tougher and the lessons have greater consequences. Then one day, we find ourselves on the field of life, where the game is played for keeps and there are no timeouts. It is the mission of the Southland Conference to unite its student athletes and universities in preparation for that day. By building foundations for success with academic excellence, by teaching discipline and perseverance through athletic competition, and by fostering camaraderie and pride in traditions that will sustain our institutions for generations to come. As we ready our student athletes for real-life experiences as leaders and team players on the fields of tomorrow, we take this pause to celebrate them all, as one by one they prepare for the world, each with their own vision, dignity, and integrity, and the pride of being part of a great tradition, the Southland Conference.
Welcome back to the University Center as Southeastern has a 1-point lead on Sam Houston State in this semifinal game of the Southland Conference Basketball Tournament with less than 8 minutes to play. And Brad Jones, the crowd, has had a lot to cheer about. It's been a very entertaining basketball game.
Oh, wow, has it. It has been a fantastic night. It definitely is indicative of tournament basketball in March. How awesome a game this has been. This should be an unbelievable finish.
7 minutes and 57 seconds remain in the second half. Southeastern leading 50-49.
These two teams are just kind of like a prize fight. They just keep throwing punches back and forth, just waiting for the first one to blink.
And Ricky Woods stands at the free throw line, ready to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. Again, Woods has not scored since 3:18 to play in the first half. And he hits this free throw, so he'll get another 11 points now in the game for Woods.
On the season, he's a 66% free throw shooter.
He was 9 of 12 on Tuesday night, and now he's 1 of 3 tonight.
Important for the Lions here, like I mentioned earlier, the last several minutes, the freshman of the year and the player of the year have really taken over for the Bearcats.
Well, the freshman of the year misses a wild shot. Ryan Bright does not convert. Lions up 2 with the ball, trying to add to that lead. 7 minutes and 33 seconds now remain in the game. Inside the Woods. Can't get the shot to fall. Quickly, Chris Jordan on the rebound, and the Bearcats have a chance to tie. Jordan back out to Kelvin Williams. His shot no good, but the Bearcats retain possession. Streeter, nothing home as Chris Lee closes that door. There's Ryan Bright again with Woods on him. And then the Southland Conference Player of the Year, Joe Thompson. Quick underneath to Williams, blocked by Walker. Bright with a rebound, loose ball now underneath. And the Bearcats retain possession. 15 on the shot clock. Thompson with a jumper. Can't connect. Walker with a rebound. Lions have the ball. Foul underneath on Chris Jordan, who's not happy with the call.
They're right there, Jonathan Walker. That's why you live in the weight room, because it took muscle to pull that rebound.
Jonathan Walker will now go to the line. Again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Northwestern Lamar game. 11:54 to play in that one. Northwestern leading 60-48.
Free throws are going to be so big down the stretch as the Lions are in the double bonus right now. Walker, a 65% free throw shooter on the year.
And Walker misses that one. But he'll get another. Walker with just 2 points in the game, probably a little gassed. He's been on the floor for quite a while because Nate Lofton has been sitting with 4 fouls. Walker used to playing, but not for these kind of stretches.
Yeah, he's been out there for what, about 6 or 7 minutes without a break.
And Walker misses them both, but Wilder August called for the foul.
Jump ball.
Or jump ball, and he's not happy about that.
There's Ricky Woods again being everywhere. He just out-quicked him, was able to get a jump and get possession for the Lions.
Nice play by Woods. Lions have the ball into Woods through August. Woods just pushes August away but hits the basket. The Lions lead is 53-49. Woods now with 13 in the game. This is August. Returns the favor, knocking Woods through the floor, no call. Thompson with Barry on him, no call. 17 on the shot clock, 6:27 on the game clock. Jordan on the baseline, drives and the reverse layup, falls. Wow. Nice move there by Chris Jordan.
You talk about athletic move there. His arms must have rubber bands in them. He stretched way out to put that in the basket.
He's got 13 points now. Lions lead back to just 2. 6:05 to play in the game here.
Jonathan Patton posting up again down there. It's been a game plan all night.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Patton at the free throw line. Hits the jump shot. Wants the foul call, doesn't get it, but Jonathan Patton hits the basket and the Lions lead is once again 4. Brandon Streeter quickly up the floor. Thompson on the baseline, loses the ball and turns it over. That's the 14th turnover for the Bearcats. And the Lions have the 4-point lead and a chance to add to it.
Crowd loving what they're seeing here with 5 minutes to go.
Timeout on the floor, 5:35 to play in the game. Southeastern 55, Sam Houston 51. Back with more Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel in a moment.
30 seconds.
Who said you can't have it all? Education, entertainment, community, athletics. That's the Southeastern Channel. Education, with telecourses for credit at Southeastern Louisiana University. Teacher training programs, documentaries, and lectures on topics from global warming to the Civil War. Entertainment, with comedy, drama, and dance, culture and art, and a little bit of music for everyone, from country to bluegrass, from jazz and rock to Southeastern's Wind Symphony. Community, with public affairs programs on local issues, magazine shows,
Oh, maybe. LNO.
show interviews with you know. Athletics, with sporting events like football and basketball, and highlights, features, and interviews on the big game. Now, who said you can't have it all? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Education, entertainment, community, athletics. The Southeastern Channel.
Welcome back to Hammond, 55-51 with 5:35 to play. And how about Jonathan Patton confidence on taking a shot.
Talking about Nate Lofton going out of the game, we need to get help from somewhere. Jonathan Patton had been quiet until Nate went out of the game. Since Nate's been out of the game, Jonathan Patton has just been on fire.
He's got 14 points in the game, 10 of those in the second half. Walker's still in the game. Lofton's still on the bench with those 4 fouls. 5:20 to play in the game. Bryant with a baseline jumper, can't get it to fall. Walker reaches for the rebound, can't get it. It's controlled by Joe Thompson. Bearcats trailing by 4. August, nobody home with Ricky Woods closing the door, and Brandon Streeter will help the Bearcats reset. 5 minutes to play in the game. This is Thompson. 10 on the shot clock. Fobbs fouled hard as he tried to go to the basket. He'll go to the line.
Dribble penetration has become a big thing for Sam Houston's offense in the second half. The Lions have done a pretty good job of cutting it off, but then Sam Houston's doing a good job of making the extra pass and getting shots like that right there at the basket.
Fobbs will now go to the line. 10 points in the game, but only 2 of those in the second half. 4:52 to play here. Southeastern up by 4, but Eddie Fobbs with a chance to cut into that lead. Hits the free throw, and he'll have one more. Fobbs, the top shot blocker in the conference.
He's only a 54% free throw shooter for the year.
A 100% on that trip. 12 points in the game now for Fobbs as the Bearcats are back within 2. 4:47 to play. And a bad pass almost picked off, but the Lions recover and have plenty of time to set their offense. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 4:35 in the game. Ricky Woods trying to get it into Walker. Up against Eddie Fobbs. Back out to Barry. Barry on the baseline. Reaches off the glass, tipped back in by Jonathan Walker. And the Lions are back up by 4.
What a fantastic put by Jonathan Walker. He came from nowhere to get that one put back in.
4:05 to play. Walker on the defensive end, reaching in and taking it away. He's done a nice job filling in for Nate Lofton.
Boy, he sure has. And here comes Nate back in at the next media timeout.
3:50 to play in the game. Neil Barry over to Jonathan Patton. Lions taking their time. 14 on the shot clock. Ricky Woods on the line. 2-pointer. With Ricky Woods hits the 2-point shot. And the Lions lead climbs to 6.
That ignites the crowd. How awesome was that? That is not something you normally see from Ricky Woods.
3:20 to play as Chris Jordan drives off the front iron. Woods the rebound. The Lions have the ball. Streeter tries to apply the pressure, but Barry crosses the timeline. Over to Woods. He's got 15 in the game. A reach-in foul. Brandon Streeter reaching in on Patton.
A little bit of frustration by the freshman guard right there. Ill-advised foul.
Certainly, since the Lions are in the bonus and the crowd here at the University Center is on its feet. 3:03 to play in the game. Southeastern 59, Sam Houston 53. Back with more on the Southeastern Channel in a moment. Welcome back to the University Center. Southeastern up by 6 with 3:03 to play, and what a job Jonathan Walker has done in place of Nate Lofton. Watch him on the offensive end with the putback.
That is just pure athleticism right there. Not only to be able to get up that high, but to have the touch with the tip That right there is what Coach Kennedy wanted out of Jonathan Walker when Nate Lofton got in foul trouble, and did he deliver during that stretch?
And Coach Kennedy finally gives Jonathan Walker a respite. Walker gets a chance to sit as Nate Lofton is back in the game with 4 fouls. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to play. The Lions up by 6 points. And one would think that would be a sign that Coach Kennedy likes what he sees at this point.
Oh, exactly. You know, the game, you know, we talk about the momentums, and Sam Houston came out, started second half, and got it kind of their way. Southeastern fought it off and really did a nice job of getting it back to their flow of the game. Free throws down the stretch will be so important for both of these teams.
Terry Bryant hits his first of 2 free throws here. The Southeastern lead now 7, and he has a chance to make it 8. Bryant with 8 points in the game. Make it 9 as he rattles that one home, and the Lions lead is 61-53. 2:59 to play in the game. All of a sudden the clock is the Lions' friend and the Bearcats' enemy. August wrapped up by Nate Lofton. Foul called, and that could be it for Lofton.
That is on Nate. That's a tough way to get your 5th foul. Hadn't even been in the game 7 seconds, and he will foul out.
Nate Lofton will foul out of the game with just 8 points, but he certainly had his presence made throughout the first half and for the moments here in the second half. The crowd here in Hammond gives him a deserving ovation. And I would think, Brad, that one of the things Billy Kennedy has got to like with Nate Lofton on the bench, for as much as he has been throughout this second half, his Lions have done a nice job of answering the Bearcats' call as they had grabbed the lead. The Lions never panicked. They have a strong lead at 8 points right now with 2:50 to play, and most of that has come with their big guy on the bench.
Well, the 2 Jonathans have really stepped up with Nate being on the bench. Jonathan Walker and Jonathan Patton. It'll be up to them to finish out this game with 2:50 to go.
Wilder August hits the free throw. He'll get another. And the Bearcats certainly cannot afford to leave any points at the free throw line at this point. 2:50 again to play in the game. Sam Houston back within 7, but August Wilder, who's got just 5 points in the game after his huge night against McNeese in the quarterfinals when he scored 24, hits his second free throw, and the Bearcats cut that lead to just 6.
Turnovers and free throws right here, Paul. Turnovers and free throws are important for the Lions.
Well, the Bearcats with that full court pressure knock it out of bounds, so the Lions having a tough time inbounding the ball. No time off the clock yet. Still 2:50 to play in this game. Berry gets it into Bryant. And Ryan Bright pressuring the ball. Neil Berry crosses the timeline. The Lions get it back over to Terry Bryant. 20 seconds on the shot clock, and the Lions will certainly be content to take their time. Ricky Woods spinning over to Jonathan Walker. Kick it back out. 10 now on the shot clock. 9. Berry with Ryan Bright all over him. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Berry baseline to the basket. His shot wild. Up and good. With 1 second to go on the shot clock. Bob Marlin going crazy, wants a shot clock violation, not called. Neil Berry's basket again makes it an 8-point lead. We've got 2 minutes to play in the game. Thompson to the basket, a nice drive for Joe Thompson, and he cuts the lead again to just 6.
What a big-time move by the Conference Player of the Year. He went strong to the basket. He was not to be denied that time.
1:45 to play in the game. The Lions with that 6-point lead in the ball. Reaching in is Jeremy Thomas, called for the foul, which means Bryant will go to the line.
But for the year, he's 46 of 63, 73%.
And this is one of the key parts of the game, hitting your free throws down the stretch. Now the officials are over at the scorer's table talking about what could be that shot clock situation a few moments ago when Neil Berry missed the shot. The shot clock was very low. No buzzer sounded. Billy Kennedy saying you can't take those away now. And I would think that'd be very difficult to do. Joe Thompson has already scored after that play. I can't imagine a situation.
by rule, you can't take that away. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, even if the shot clock didn't go off, there's nothing you can do to correct it now. Coach Marlin, I know, is upset about it, but there's nothing you can do in this situation.
He probably does have a legitimate gripe, as the shot clock had clearly been close to winding down, but it was hard to see. No buzzer sounded. Berry spun after he missed the shot, which clearly did not hit the rim either.
The other thing could have been, didn't hit the rim, it could have been traveling on Neil Berry, because, you know, it didn't touch anybody or him. But, you know,
But again, it's ancient history.
I was looking at the shot clock when he got it back off, and I think he got it off before the shot clock went off.
In any event, Terry Bryant will go to the line to shoot 2. 1:41 to play in the game. 63-57, the Lions with the lead, and Bryant with a chance to add to that. He hit 2 free throws a moment ago. He's got 2 more here. Bryant remains perfect at the line tonight.
It's a long time to go in this game, 1:41. It could take 30 minutes to play. Both these coaches do an awesome job of time management and stretching out a game.
If that should happen, Brad, both coaches will age significantly. Bryant hits them both once again, and the lead is 65-57. Bryant knocked to the floor, no call. Thompson for 3, no good. Wilder the rebound. August the rebound. Terry Bryant hit his head on the floor. He's still in the backcourt on the ground. The crowd does not like the no call. 1:30 to play in this game, and this not a good sign for the Lions, as Bryant seems to be shaken up. 11 points in the game and 1 significant headache.
Yeah, sometimes you get those in a physical game, and boy, he ran right into one, didn't he?
When you play the kind of defense the Lions like to play, they stand there and take their beatings. And let's take another look at what happened as Terry Bryant stood in the way, and ran right into a pick that had been set by Wilder August.
Well, in the game of basketball, the blind picks can really put a hurting on you, and he got his bell rung a little bit right there.
And I would say August looked like he was still, so it wasn't a moving pick, and that's just a good basketball play.
I tell you, I kind of agree with you. Even though it looked like it was brutal, it was just 2 strong bodies going into each other.
August at the free throw line. He's now 3 of 3 from the line. 65-58 with another free throw to shoot. 1:30 left to play in the game.
Coach Marlin's right. Scott Roninger checked back out of the game, and Terry Bryant came back in the game, but you cannot do that until time has run off the clock. Coach Marlin caught him and had to switch it back.
Bob Marlin in his 7th year at Sam Houston. Forces Roninger back onto the floor. Terry Bryant ready to check in. August misses that free throw. Ricky Woods the rebound. 1:22 to play in the game. Woods crosses the timeline, then pulls up. Lions content to back things out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 1:14 on the game clock. Lions up by 7. Ricky Woods with the ball. 10 on the shot clock. Back to Neil Berry, 6 on the shot clock. We've been here before. Berry to the basket. Woods over the back. 1 and in. Ricky Woods with 1 second on the shot clock.
What an offensive rebound. What an offensive rebound and putback.
Ricky Woods would not be denied. 67-58 with 55 seconds to play.
That might have just got them a ticket into the championship game right there. What a putback.
Ricky Woods with 17 in the game. But you can see that Neil Berry, who went wildly in full speed to the basket, still on the baseline, and he's shaken up. And he'll limp his way off for the time being. Neil Berry's played a very strong game as well, but you can see he is hurting.
He sure is, and we sure hope the senior, the 5th-year senior is going to be okay. But guys, in the room, I think we have our candidate for play of the game.
Let's take another look at Berry flying to the basket, trying to beat the shot clock. His shot no good, but look at Ricky Woods flying in there as well. Berry goes down hurt, but Woods with the offensive rebound and putback. What a play. Bearcats now with the ball. Time running out. Ball slapped away by the Lions. Bearcats will retain possession. 47 seconds to play in the game. The Lions up 67-58.
And you see the big guy, Nate Lofton, over there encouraging the crowd.
Nice inbounds play, but it does not count. Just a moment. Foul on the floor before the inbounds play.
They called on Chris Lee holding.
And that means, or actually I guess as it was trying to get it to Bright, he'll shoot 1 and 1. Ryan Bright, the Southland Conference Freshman of the Year, 8 points, all of them in the second half. Misses the front end, but shooting for the rebound, wrapped up with Terry Bryant. They'll call jump ball. And the possession arrow favoring Sam Houston. They'll get it back.
I know Coach Kennedy's going to encourage his guys not to foul right here with a 9-point lead. Is that right? 9-point lead. No fouls are needed under a minute.
Wrapped up in the corner is Thompson. Fobbs underneath for the throwdown. Eddie Fobbs makes it 67-60, but just 38.1 seconds remain. Fobbs with 14 in the game for the Bearcats, but that may be too little, too late.
Well, here's what Coach Kennedy talking about in this 30-second timeout. He's saying, we've got timeouts left. Take a timeout to avoid a turnover. He's also saying, do whatever you have to do to get the ball in and be strong with it, because guess what Sam Houston's going to do? They're going to try to grab and hold you and foul you and get a cheap steal. So I know that's what he's going over with his guys right here as they come out to inbound this basketball full court.
Again, resetting things. You can see that Southeastern with a 7-point lead. 38.1 seconds remain. And here's another look at Sam Houston's Eddie Fobbs inside with a dunk. Again, he's got 14 points for the Bearcats, but they'll need a whole lot more than that if they're going to come out of this 7-point hole.
Sam Houston coming out, look like they're face guarding everybody in a full court press situation.
Chris Lee on the inbounds quickly to Woods, who's fouled in the backcourt. He'll go to the line at the other end to shoot 2. 36.2 now remaining on the clock. So if Sam Houston did anything well, it was making sure not very much clock disappeared.
No clock, and also for them, their point of view, Ricky Woods is only 1 of 3 from the free throw line tonight, so I'm sure he was one of the ones they pointed out they'd like to foul.
We mentioned that Woods struggled at times through the regular season. He was 9 of 12 from the line on Tuesday night. Hits his first one, he'll get a second. 36.2 to play in the game. Southeastern's lead now 8. Ricky Woods with a chance with a second free throw to add to that. And he does. 19 points for Woods, matching his total from the other night. This is Ryan Bright. Full court pressure applied by Jonathan Patton. That makes the clock work harder. Under 30 seconds to play. Time running out of the Bearcats. Jordan looking for something, puts up the shot and hits it. Chris Jordan with the basket. 21 seconds to play in the game. The shot clock is off.
Getting the ball inbounds important.
They do that. Chris Lee still in the backcourt. Pulled on the jersey, no call. Terry Bryant crosses the line. 12 seconds to play in the game. And it looks like Sam Houston is content to head home. Now they reach in. Chris Jordan pulling the jersey of Bryant with 5.8 seconds to play. This one is all but in the books.
And the players are sensing it now. They're really starting to get excited about it. And a score in just from up the road. Northwestern is winning 72-64 with 5 minutes to go.
If it comes down to that, it would be no surprise. But Terry Bryant stands at the free throw line where he's 4 of 5 for the night. 11 points in the game. And these are really academic at this point.
Boy, this crowd tonight has been treated to a fantastic college basketball game. There's not many adjectives to describe this in a positive way. What a fantastic night here in the University Center in Southeastern.
Bryant hits his first of 2. Finishes things well there.
Neil Berry's come back out on the bench to be with his players as they win this game.
Ryan Bright for 3, and the game is over. Southeastern has done it again and will move on to the championship game of the Southland Conference Tournament. We'll be back with some post-game stats and more in just a moment. Once again, your final score from the University Center. Southeastern 71, Sam Houston 62. This is Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
Who said you had to miss the big game? Out of town on business or cramming for exams? Not a problem. The Southeastern Channel brings all Lions sports action right into your living room. Football, basketball, and baseball games, and a sports magazine with highlights and interviews from all Southeastern sports. Who said you had to miss the big game? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Watch Lion Athletics on the Southeastern Channel starting at 7 p.m. Thursdays.
So, what is that?
I'm assuming that's the regular season championship trophy, I'm guessing.
All right.
Who said you couldn't make it to the symphony? Can't find a sitter? Well, you don't have to miss the fun. In fact, the Southeastern Channel brings the symphony and a wide range of entertainment right into your living room. From comedy and drama to dance and film, country and bluegrass to jazz and classical. You can have it all on the Southeastern Channel. Who said you couldn't make it to the symphony? Well, it certainly wasn't us. The Southeastern Channel delivers culture, entertainment, and so much more.
Welcome back to a happy University Center as Southeastern has beaten Sam Houston 71-62 to move on to the championship game of the Southland Conference Tournament. Much to smile about here. That's the regular season co-champion trophy being presented to the Lions, who are all smiles tonight.
Wow, what a wonderful thing to what a wonderful night. So many things to smile about. Not only did they win the game in the semifinals, advance to their first ever conference championship come Sunday afternoon, but then they get presented with the regular season co-championship trophy. They got to celebrate in front of their fans. Coach Kennedy said some great things. What a wonderful night.
And Brad, I think one of the things about this team, they took a big shot in the second half in that Sam Houston was able to come back from a big deficit, grab the lead, and the Lions did not panic or falter. They took that shot and went on to win the game, really without their big post player, Nate Lofton, who spent most of the second half on the bench in foul trouble.
I tell you, Coach Kennedy said it all year long. The guys have just stepped up and stepped up and stepped up, and man, did they in a big way tonight, because they lost the momentum of the game. They had it rolling. They lost it. Sam Houston, credit to their team. They came out, played a good second half. They had Southeastern thrown off, and boy, the Lions fought through it. Jonathan Patton made some huge shots, and then Jonathan Walker stepped up and did some great things while the big guy was sitting on the bench. You said it. They fought through it and got this win. What an awesome night for the Lions.
Well, the final numbers only tell part of the story. You can see the score. That is significant. The free throw, or the shooting rather, strong defense by Southeastern, no surprise. As Sam Houston, they made some shots, but they had to work for virtually all of them.
Well, once again, we talked about it from day one. That's what Coach Kennedy has preached and preached and preached. And to the guys' credit on the team, coaches can only do so much. The guys on the floor, the guys on the team have gone out and they have stuck with that game plan and bought into it. And I'm telling you, I don't care if I came in averaging 90 points a game. I don't know that I'd want to face this Lion defensive team because they get in you. They're not afraid one bit.
And things changed dramatically in the second half in many ways. It was extremely physical. But take a look at the free throws. Southeastern, in the first half, only went to the line one time, shot 2 free throws. That was it the entire first half. They shot 21 free throws in the second half and made enough of those to move on despite getting absolutely beaten on the boards in a big way.
Well, that's an old cliche. Guard play and free throws in March help you win, and that's exactly what happened tonight. Terry Bryant stepped up, played some great minutes here in the second half, and then also the free throws down the stretch, those 16 to 23, if you remember, the Lions missed some early in the second half, so probably the last 10 minutes of the game it was even better than that, and that's why they're in that locker room celebrating, going on to the championship game tonight.
Well, we're going to be pulling some people out of that locker room, including our player of the game, Ricky Woods, who finished with 19 points. He and Coach Kennedy will be joining us in a moment. Stick around, plenty still ahead from the University Center as you're watching Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel. Welcome back to Hammond, where Southeastern has dispatched of Sam Houston State 71-62, and the Lions are on their way to the championship game at the Southland Conference Tournament. Paul Crane back in the University Center with our player of the game, Ricky Woods, who scored 19 points. Ricky, it looked like it was pretty physical out there. How tough was it tonight?
It was tough, man. The referee let us play. Whoever the toughest team came out.
And do you like that when they let you play?
Yeah, man. Sometimes, sometimes you think you get fouled, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time you just, you know what I'm saying? When they let us play, we finish shots. And that's who win, the toughest team.
Well, it seemed like once you got it going, you did get it going. We'll take a look at a play in particular where you were matched up against Wilder August, and it looked like you were driving to the basket, and then you stepped back. How about this one?
Yeah, what I thought was, I went to drive, but when he cut me off, I just stepped back. It was all in the flow of the game. I just knew that one was going in. I ain't even decided that in my mind. It just happened.
Now, did you think that was a three-pointer?
Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't really see where my feet was at, though.
Yeah, it was on the line, but it was a really nice two-pointer. At the defensive end, you were very active as well. Of course, you always are, and your teammates are as well. How tough was it against this team in particular tonight with all that was on the line?
Like you were saying, the referee was letting us play it out, and he was getting some hard bumps, some hard fouls, so you had to play through all that, and you still had to do what you needed to do to win. So me, I was just being aggressive, taking the licks, taking whatever they had to give me, and just, do my job on the court.
And what's it like, Ricky, when you know what's at stake? You guys are trying to get to the point where you can play for a trip to the NCAAs. How hard is it to stay in the moment and not look ahead, especially when you've got a tough game like you had tonight?
Yeah, like our coach said, he said take one game at a time. So all we did was, prepare for the next team. And now that this game over, we're going to prepare for the next team. And hopefully we could go into the NCAA.
And then when you guys fell behind, what was going on the sidelines and in the huddle and on the floor when you fell behind in the second half after Sam Houston made that big run?
Yeah, they had a run. They went zone, it was gave us the complications at first. So we was telling our shooter, JP, you got to take some shots. So he came out, hit 2 big threes and gave us a 3-point lead. So they came out the zone, which, made it more of an advantage for our big men to get involved, So, I felt that JP really caused us to regain the lead because he hit the 2 big shots that took him out the zone.
Well, you've got another shot of yours that we can look at with Nate Lofton on the bench in foul trouble for much of the game. How tough was it to get in there and get some good looks?
Yeah, with Nate on, and Nate, I'm the next key guy they're going to key in on. So, You know, like I was just taking what they gave me, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to force anything or anything. Like, wherever my team set me up at, that's what the shot I took.
Well, it's no surprise the Southland Conference has come down to the two co-champions facing each other. Looking ahead, you play Northwestern State for the right to go to the NCAAs. What is that one going to be like?
Man, like the first time we played them early in the year, like we started off the first half, you know, timid, and they took advantage of it. So this game, you know, in the second half we played much better against them where they only won by 2. So this game we're gonna come out just firing, you know, from the beginning.
Standing at the doorstep of a trip to the big dance, what's it feel like?
It feels great, man. I'm happy, like I'm excited right now.
How badly do you want to get into the big tournament?
Bad, because like my whole life I always made it to the championship game, but never could accomplish it. I never passed it, and I think this year, right now, this game here, we're gonna do that.
Well, you got a chance. Sunday against Northwestern State. Ricky Woods, 19 points tonight in the semifinal game, helping the Lions get to the championship game. Southeastern 71, Sam Houston 62. Back with a chat with Coach Kennedy in a moment. You're watching Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
Who said you can't keep up? Watch Southeastern Times, news for the college crowd and beyond. From avoiding the credit card trap to learning salsa dancing, Southeastern Times gives you information you can use. Go behind university scenes and meet North Shore personalities in this award-winning series. Who said you can't keep up? Well, it certainly wasn't us. Watch Southeastern Times on the Southeastern Channel, Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
Welcome back to Hammond, where Southeastern has beaten Sam Houston State 71-62, and the Lions are on their way to the championship game of the Southland Conference Tournament. Paul Crane back courtside with the winning head coach, Billy Kennedy. And how tough was this one tonight, Coach?
It was a war. Both teams were fighting and scrapping, and thought we made enough tough plays to win down the stretch. And I'm just proud of the character of our guys demonstrating toughness in an adverse situation. Not having Nate on the floor. Jonathan Walker played huge minutes, and Neil Berry, the hustle plays that he made were tremendous.
And how about the play of Jonathan Walker? We talked about it during the broadcast. With Nate Lofton spending most of the second half on the bench with 4 fouls before fouling out, here's Jonathan Walker and one of his 2 offensive rebounds and 2 of his 4 points coming up here. How about his play at both ends, especially offensive here?
Well, you can see it's the end of the shot clock. Neil drives it, it hits the rim, and he went to the offensive glass. He is a very talented player, and he continues to get better. When he plays like that, we're tough to beat. And defensively, he really made some big plays and got some big rebounds. And we in this kind of game, somebody has to step up off the bench, and he did it tonight.
And he had to play for a significant stretch for him. He's certainly used to playing significant minutes, but maybe not that kind of a stretch. How much of a test was that for him?
Well, he's a great athlete. He never really gets tired. If he competes and plays hard the whole time like he did, he's ready for that. So really, he's grown up. He's played, he's started before as a freshman, a lot of games for us. So he's a veteran now, and it was good to see him make that play.
Of course, we've already talked to Ricky Woods. He had the 19 points, did the great job on the boards with 12 rebounds, and did all sorts of things. How about both he and your entire team taking what I had called earlier Sam Houston's best shot in the second half, where they came back from that deficit, took the lead, but you didn't let the game get away?
Well, we got 2 early fouls on Ricky and Nate. Early, they picked up their third in the first minute of the half, and so that kind of hurt us a little bit. And then you got to give Sam Houston credit. They went to a zone. They don't play zone at all, and it caught us off guard a little bit. But once we settled down, I mean, Jonathan Patton, we found him. He hit 2 big threes. Then we were able to get it inside. But we won this game on the defensive end. The last 11 minutes of the game, I thought we came up with stops and rebounds, and that was the difference.
Played a defensive game, which is nothing new for you guys. Got contribution from other places, so you take a team effort on the road now to play Northwestern State for a chance to get into the NCAA tournament. What should we expect when we get to that one?
Well, it's going to be tough going on the road at Northwestern. They're very talented. They're very deep, a lot like Sam Houston. So we're going to have to slow it down. We're going to have to get it inside, and we're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. I don't want to be in foul trouble on the road at Northwestern in a championship game like that. So, but I expect us to play well. We played well the second half last time, and it'll be good to see somebody we only played once. So.
And how about What kind of a job do you and your staff have to do? Everyone knows what's at stake, how much, and you certainly want your kids excited, but not thinking too much about the NCAAs. They must be thinking about Northwestern. So how hard is that to corral and funnel that energy in the right places?
Well, it's new for us, so it's going to be a new experience, but it's new for Northwestern. So, we'll take tomorrow off and really just show film and do a walkthrough, and then we'll focus on Northwestern, in practice on Saturday. So our guys, have developed some experience. We played a bunch of games early in the year at Boise State, tough environment, played against Idaho on the road. So this team is developed, they're ready. I expect us to play well on Sunday.
Ricky was clearly excited. How excited are you about this opportunity?
I felt good. I really felt good all day, I'll be honest with you. The last game I was a little bit more nervous than this game. I knew our guys would compete. We're at home. We've been excellent at home for 2 years now. And fortunately tonight we got a good win against a good Sam Houston team. So we're excited. It's a great opportunity. It's new territory. We're going to go have fun with it. We've had a great season. Now we can have a greater season.
All right, and you've set a school record with your 23rd win here tonight. Again, congratulations. Thank you, Coach Kennedy, for taking the time with us, and good luck as you play for a chance to get into the big dance. Neil Berry, another one of those who contributed in a big way at both ends of the floor. Berry beating the shot clock here as Southeastern beats Sam Houston. We'll be back to put a bow on things from the University Center in just a moment. This is Lions basketball on the Southeastern Channel. Welcome back to Hammond, where Southeastern has taken care of Sam Houston State, and the celebration that had been on the floor as time expired has moved to the streets of Hammond, as the Lions have much to be happy about as they win 71-62 to move to the championship game of the Southland Conference Tournament. Paul Crane alongside Brad Jones, and we've seen a lot. The Lions have been tested twice in the quarterfinals and semis. Remember, they fell behind early against Texas State on Tuesday night. Then in the second half tonight against Sam Houston, they were able to come back from a deficit. Now they hit the road to play in the Southland Conference Championship game. What are some of the lessons learned here that will now have to be taken to hostile territory?
Wow, the Lions are going into pass unknown at this point. They haven't played in the Southland Conference Championship. Although they will have tons of emotion, being fired up about, one, playing for a championship, but two, having a chance to play for the NCAA tournament, they have to approach it just as they would any other game. Sometimes you can get too fired up and lose your focus. What has gotten them here? The defense, the sharing the basketball on offense, and staying at their tempo will be such a key, especially on the road at a very tough Northwestern university.
Do you think at all, by going on the road to a place like that, some of those emotions will be taken care of as opposed to being at home when everyone's wild? How hard will it be to control those NCAA tournament dream emotions?
Wow, that's hard to know. These guys, and I just watching Southeastern play all year long, they have done a fantastic job of being excited about games, but yet being able to go out and carry out their game plan. I think you're probably right. They've been on the road before. They've been to Northwestern before. It's not like they're playing in a big dome or somewhere. So, hopefully with their senior leadership, they'll be able to keep that in check and go out and execute their game plan, because they've proven when they execute their game plan, they're as good as anybody in the Southland Conference, because that's why they were co-champions.
Well, we look forward to seeing what happens there. Until then, we'll be happy with what's happened here. Great quarterfinals and semifinal games, and that'll do it for tonight's game from here at the University Center on the campus of Southeastern Louisiana University. Our final score, once again, Southeastern 71, Sam Houston 62. The Lions will now advance to the finals to take on Northwestern State on Sunday at Northwestern. Now for Brad Jones.